Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back to my channel. For the new subscribers, welcome. And for the return subscribers, welcome back. Um, got another topic for y'all. And I've been wanting to talk about this for a minute. So, child support ain't just for, ain't just about money. It's about how society sees men. And I'm not here to bash mothers. I'm not here to run from responsibility. But I am here to say this. The system doesn't care if you're trying. It only cares if you're paying. And for a lot of men, that's not just that's not just unfair. That's breaking them. That's breaking them. You know, uh, the system is just so screwed up in multiple ways, man. Like, you know, it really, if you look at it through society's rules, they would say that the father ain't shit. He don't take care of his child. He don't do this and do that, right? The people who constructed the child support don't give a damn about anything, about you as an individual or anything. What they see, what they want to see is just money, like Monopoly. If you got money, you can pass go, you know. And it's so tough out here, man. Because we live in such a idealized world that money's the forefront and money dictates everything that you are as an individual. And it's sad, yo. It's sad. And me, I'm not afraid of child support, man. And you know why? I'm not afraid of child support because it doesn't dictate and tell me who I am as a father. You know, if you want to basically base it on financial reasons of why that of me being the father that I should be, then you out of your damn mind. Because I'm a father outside of having money. Because what matters most is having time with your child. And if you don't have time with your child, that hurts them in the long run, right? But of course, society puts this box that you have to have money to raise children. Again, money's a tool, right? That people use in life. That whoever invented this shit, they invented it to where people are relying on money. So they let that dictate who they are. And for me, it doesn't dictate who I am. But here I am dealing with this, and I've been dealing with it for the last 2 years. You know, that went through it with my kid's mama and everything, and her telling me that you used to be a good father, and now because now what happened to you? You ain't stepping up to the plate like you used to, and if you don't do what you're supposed to do, I'm gonna throw child support on you, and you don't want them people on you. I said to myself in my mind when me and her was going back and forth, I'm like, fine, you can call, you hit up child support. I don't give a damn because that doesn't make or break me as a father. You know what I'm saying? And I think she was doing it for personal gain herself, but it doesn't dictate me as a father. It just doesn't. You know what I'm saying? And I think what a lot of men do out here, is that they conform to the system because they don't want to go to jail. So they do what they need to do. You say, okay, hey, the system tells you, hey, you're not a father because you're not paying. You're not doing what you're supposed to do to take care of your kids. So therefore, if you don't take care of your obligations, we're gonna throw you in jail. And that's just that. Which to me, that's a load of shit. So, I got this piece of mail. You know, I'm not gonna give up an address, but this is how it looks out here, and where I live at, right? So this is the piece of mail that they sent me because simply I just haven't been giving a damn about child support. And I'm not afraid of the system. I'm not afraid of the system as far as them throwing me in jail. Because if it take this, you know, pretty much in order for me to stay free, I don't want it, man. Like, I don't want it. Like, it's just crazy. Everything that's dealing with this is involving money. So let's take a look here. I opened it up already. I'm gonna pull it out. Let me see. It's telling me of what I owe. Right, what I owe. My past due balance. And pretty much if I don't make these payments, even though like I said, child support is fickle. They're very, very fickle, right? You could be in a situation where you're back paying, right? But again, you got to keep your current child support payments up every month. If not, you'd be in a state of delinquency, and they can take further action on you as far as locking you up, basically. And so, yeah, this is just wild, man. Like, all this shit, man. It's just wild. And this is what they do. They mail stuff to you and try to, put a fear tactic on you and scare you and tell you if you don't pay this and don't pay that, then you're gonna go to jail, right? And I'm just simply not in the realm of complying because I think it's a load of shit. Money's a tool, right? But it isn't everything as far as being a father. But, you force men to comply with keeping up with a system that never fucking ends. You know what I'm saying? Because everything is revolved around money. They don't think about the father itself and what the father does with his child and things like that. I spent a lot of time, actually, before me and my kid's mom had broke up, I spent a lot of time with my kid, I was a stay-at-home dad, stay-at-home dad, and did what fathers should have been doing all this time, is taking care of their kids at home, right, instead of going into the system. I should go into the system, but feeding into the system, right? And so I got all those precious moments that most fathers don't get with their children. And so my kid knows who I am, despite me and her mother not being together anymore. She knows me. She's a teenager, almost 16 years old. And so, I don't have this guilt trip on my head, and I try to explain things to my daughter because my daughter doesn't know quite yet about what's happening out here. And when she gets to a certain age, I'm going to talk to her about all of this, how everything breaks down and about how everything out here is a damn scam. She's going to know. But at this point, I got to let her go through the motions of what she's going through. And, when the time is right, I'm going to talk to her. I'm going to really pour it into her, and I'm going to let her know what's really happening out here so she won't be bamboozled and she won't be fooled like a lot of other people. She's going to know, and I'm going to give her the outlet to express herself. I'm not going to pin something on her or pass something down to her that was taught to me and get her and basically feed her into the system to get on the hamster wheel and work until she dies. I'm just not going to do it. I'm gonna be clear and concise with my kids. I'm gonna let her know everything, right? And when I pass on, if I'm here to see her, get older and make her own children, which I know that's what she's gonna do. I'm just gonna let her lay it into her and tell her, and just hope that whatever I tell her, that she takes heed to it. And just have her look around and just know what's really happening out here. and just, hope that she understands. But yeah, y'all. It's just, again, I'm not bashing the moms again. I'm not bashing them at all. But this system is corrupt. It's very, very corrupt. And the key thing in the system is conform. Conform, conform, conform. Don't question nothing. Just do what you're told. Whatever I tell you to do, you do it. No, that's just not how it goes. Not with me, at least. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to let some child support papers right here. I'm not going to let some child support papers dictate me as a father, or me as a human being, rather. And I'm not afraid of jail. I've been in jail for unnecessary reasons. When I was out there running amok and doing idiotic things, not knowing what I know now today, by me being awake. Like, I'm not running from this, and that's what they want you to do. They do things with hanging stuff like this over your head, and putting you in fear with locking you up. And if this takes for me to get locked up based on them saying, well, yeah, you got to come with that money. If you don't come with that money, we're gonna lock you up. If it takes that, by all means, take me in, because I'm not gonna have me chasing some shit just to make sure I stay on top of my payments. Not only that, y'all lining y'all pockets up, but try to dictate me as a father. I'm not doing none of that, man. I'm not doing none of that. It's not doing it. There's other ways that fathers take care of their children, right? Like I said, I've been in the working field and running and chasing, doing the things that I needed to do as far as my responsibilities, per se, what they say. I was doing that. And now, because I know what I know, I'm doing it for nothing, basically. So, nah, I'm just not doing it, I'm not doing it. Like, when I see my daughter and talk to her, I don't let her know about this stuff, right? Because she's not going to be able to process it. But, when she want to have that talk with me, I'm going to have a discussion with her and tell her. Because money is not going to dictate how I am as a dad. I'm not going to let it. Yeah, I had the money in my hand. When I had it, I put it to use, because obviously they circulated around it. But no, it doesn't dictate who I am as a dad, y'all. And for you fathers out there who's going through the same situation I'm going through and not feed into the system like I'm not, leave a comment down below and let me know your thoughts about me making this video, because I really would like to know. Because I know this is a wide open discussion for us dads to talk about. You know what I'm saying? And even like I said, not to bash the mothers. And I know some mothers out there who are on child support too, but the wide majority is men that's in the same predicament as I am. And I want to be able to have a discussion. I really truly do, because again, I used to have these guilty factors and about, if I don't do this, I'm not who I am. I'm not in a rat race. I'm not doing what I need to do. Like being a big boy, pulling my pants up and being responsible. Man, fuck all that. Fuck all that. It's a crock of shit that they feed you, y'all. It's a crock of shit, and I'm not going through it. I'm not going through what they talking about. I'm not running from shit. I'm not scared. Most people would be scared and tuck their tail and hide their hand. And they would run. But I'm not running from nothing, because you're not gonna tell me how to take care of my child with money. Just not gonna do it, man. So, yeah, y'all. Let's get that discussion going. Let's talk about it. I really want to talk about this. And again, I want to make it clear for the mothers out there who's doing what they're doing and in this cycle that they be on. I'm not knocking you women. You doing what you're supposed to do and what you know. Go ahead and do it, right? I'm not putting you guys down at all. I'm just simply saying, right, that this system is completely fucked up, and it's not designed for anybody to win. Because when you really think about it, the deeper perspective, it's like who wins in this situation, right? The kid doesn't win in this situation because although you say, well, you gotta have money to pay for this and pay for that. No, man, having time with the kid equates more time. Having time with the kid is more valuable than money, and I've did that, and still continuously doing that. And now because my kid is at a certain age now, I don't, I still do what I need to do as a father, but still, I don't feel all just guilty and shit like when she was little, like, spending a whole lot of time with her while she's young and stuff, and her knowing me. I done did all that, She's almost 16, so, yeah. I'm not afraid at all, y'all. But yeah, again, that's it for this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video. Cut on the push notifications so you won't ever miss a video when I drop it. And again, I'll repeat myself for a third time. Let's discuss this. Let's have an open dialogue, y'all. And with that being said, until next video, I love y'all. I'm out.